All right, Al, whenever you're ready to rock.
Okay, yep, I see the red. We're good to go. All righty. 3, 2, 1. Folks, Trainwreck tonight is back. Happy Thursday. I'm with Maniac and two special guests tonight from New York upstate. We got Matt Parrino, Ryan Talbot. Maniac, show sponsor, Amherst Ale House.
Folks, your favorite spot in the North Towns is back open for daily pickup, phone orders only. Amherst Ale House, 625-7100. Limited menu, but you still got the wings and fingers, the pizza logs, and all of these special Amherst Ale House items that you love. Again, Amherst Ale House, 625-7100. Phone orders only, 4 to 8 p.m. daily.
So like I said, we got Matt Parrino, who is not verified on Twitter, and we got Ryan Talbot, who is verified on Twitter, joining us tonight. How you guys doing tonight?
Yo, we're great, and thanks for having us on the show. We're always appreciative of it. We couldn't get a hype video like Licata and Pack. It's all good. We're even recording this. This isn't even live, so it's all good. Like, we know where we're at in the packing order. I got it.
I kept refreshing my Twitter feed looking for that hype video all day.
And what's funny is I even have a video from camp with Maniac. You're dead to me.
Talbot, I know that, The Undertaker is doing a documentary right now, but you're really going to let your boy Parrino expose the business like that?
I sometimes I just let him take it. He knows his stuff, so I got to let him take the lead on this stuff.
And you will hear crying in the background. You'll hear probably swords of some sort. It's
quarantine
life, baby.
Twitter. I think you got Sabres Twitter in the background there.
There you go. It's bad right now out here in these streets.
Oh, my God. Speaking of Sabres Twitter, guys, what a shit show today. I mean, could you think it could have gotten worse after the news of Botterill getting extended? And today, the quotes from Eichel, Ristolainen. Eichel's fed up. Risto, what? He said he's never been a part of a winner, pretty much. I wanted to ask you guys, does this happen with other franchises? I mean, I know not every story and thing like that can hit Sports Center. And not everything like this is like quote is going to hit a major outlet. But, like, I don't know. Like, this is getting to the point where, as a Buffalo sports fan, it's one, very depressing to see this happening with the Sabres. And two, you almost got to laugh at it now. It's like, what are you going to do? We're going on 9 years of continuing just BS. So wanted to see that from you guys. Like, where have you seen this anywhere else?
It's hard to compare the two franchises because the Sabres have been so bad now, and with no like even glimpses of a light at the end of the tunnel. And so I understand the frustration within their room, but there was a lot of positive things said about Ralph Kruger from some of the players that, some of the clips that I've seen. And one of his big things is that he's this unbelievable leader and great organizational structure guy. But where's the organizational structure when all of these guys are kind of coming out of the woodwork saying, I'm not happy. I don't like what's been happening here. And you got your leader, Jack Eichel, saying those things. And I know everybody treats this like fearfully because you don't want this guy to end up leaving town. But I just think about it. And if the shoe was on the other foot, and if it was Josh Allen who was in this situation with Brandon and Sean at the top, would this be the kind of quotes that were coming? It's hard to project that because they're not in that situation. If anything, they're on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. The Bills are about to be, the AFC East frontrunners and a potential AFC contender. So it's a different world. Eichel hasn't won anything. So I understand. But I just think that there might be a culture problem, which is so crazy because the culture on the other side of town is so good.
Yeah, and today, you're right. Some of the quotes that you hear, you don't get that all the time. Risto pretty much saying, yeah, if there's a trade that goes down, it's probably going to be that's heading out of town. You don't usually get players saying that. In the NFL, you'll get the players saying, well, anything can happen at the NFL trade deadline. It's very scripted. To just come out and him say, yeah, if there's a trade, I'm pretty much out of town, it's pretty eye-opening. Now, obviously, there were those rumors going back all the way for months now, but to just come out and say it like that, it kind of even took me aback a little bit.
Yeah, but Buffalo Talk Radio, too, and is great. I love all the shows. But, the wrist, I don't even follow it. I'm not even that plugged in. I have the Sabres hat from 10 years ago that I throw on every once in a while. But because the quarantine hair is not pretty right now. I can't really let it flow like Maniac. But I think that I don't really blame Ristolainen for those comments. I mean, everywhere you look or listen, that guy's name is being talked about in a trade and people not happy with him. If I was him, I'd probably hate Buffalo too at this point. Like, get me out of here. Like, I kind of got that. I get that feeling if that's your feeling, but it is such a train wreck, man. Like, and even still, like, sometimes poor Kim Pagula, she can't even get out of her way with the Botterill statement and just basically saying, like, we know more than you. It's just it's just unbelievable juxtaposition of what's happening in Orchard Park compared to downtown.
And here's the deal. I mean, Maniac, we talked about this before the show. The Bills transition from a laughingstock to now a contender. I mean, what can the Sabres do?
The problem is that with the Bills, like, you knew even at the end of 2017 that the wave of the dead cap, I mean, $50 million in dead cap, Bean getting his guys, everything like that, was taking place, quote unquote, trust the process. The problem with the Sabres is that you already have Jack Eichel. Like, how much better is Rasmus Dahlin gonna get? Like, you're already getting 40 goals from Jack Eichel. So how are you going to supplement? I mean, how much better is Sam Reinhart? Is Reinhart going to ever be able to play without Eichel and produce 30 goals? I mean, it doesn't seem like it. So that's a problem when it comes to signing these guys. So versus the Bills, where you kind of had this finish line, in mind, and I think they actually got to it a little earlier in 2019 than maybe even they thought. Being 8-3 with that great start. But with that said, the problem, like the Sabres last year, even before 2018, 2019, they were talking like the culture is done. We're starting a new, fresh wave. And now they're 2 years into that, and absolutely nothing has changed. That's the problem.
The one good thing is, and I'll say it from the vantage point of not a really agitated fan on this, is that at least they're kind of going with the approach of, even if you don't believe in Botterill, giving him the kind of runway to at least see it through. And I think one of the big problems the teams run into that are consistently bad is they keep turning it over 2 years, and bringing in another vision. And then who knows, if that vision doesn't play out immediately, then you're going to be right back in the same spot. Now, listen, you're wasting the prime of a mega star in Jack Eichel right now. And so I understand the agitation, but I just think that turning it over and starting anew, I mean, how many times are you going to do that? How can you fix this problem? Can it be fixed? I don't know. We'll find out. I think, what would you guys say? I mean, you are much more tuned into this than I am. What's his timeline? Like, or do we not know at this point because they're giving him another year?
That was literally my next question. When does Jack get traded?
I know. It's just disgusting to even hear talk about, like, because the move in the long run just makes no sense. He's a generational talent. Doesn't matter if you could bring in, like we talked about a couple days ago, a second-line center, a serviceable defenseman, everything like that. It does not equate.
How is Jack Eichel not worth more than that? A second-line center
but
and
I think if it gets out that he's demanding a trade, your value is going to plummet. You're not going to get top 5 player value for a player that's demanding a trade. That was the Zach Bogosian problem. Everyone's acting like Botterill didn't try to trade Zach Bogosian. When Bogosian demanded a trade, it's pretty hard to trade someone who demands a trade. Like, because every team knows that they have no value to you. They do not plan on sticking with your organization. So if Jack Eichel demands a trade, he's not going to get any value. I think the only way Jack Eichel ever gets moved from the Sabres organization would essentially be like when the Cleveland Browns left all those years ago. They would pull the move at like 9:30 at night or whatever, and it would just come out of nowhere. I don't think we would see a lead up. I don't think we would see anything built. They would just ship him.
But there's a difference, though, when he's a top 5 player in the NHL, and he's got 6 more years left. Like, that's the only thing, Maniac, is like, I feel like you're right. Value does go down, especially with a guy like Bogosian. I mean, oh my God, he's like firing slap shots at people's crotches. But like, I mean, Jack Eichel, if he wants to demand a trade next year when he's 24, or he's still 23. So when he's 23 or 24 or 25, he is still going to get way more than what we were talking on the last show than a second line center and a serviceable defenseman. I mean, that's a first round pick. You got to get at least, I'd say, 2 for sure first line, second line people in a trade like that, even if you demand a trade. I feel like the Pagulas and Botterill are so like whatever that they'll set. Go ahead, don't play. That's the take I feel like they'd play with. You're making all this money and you're just gonna sit and not play. Like you're demanding a trade. they're going to make sure in a trade with that they'll get some value back.
And I'm not plugged into it, and I don't know, Ryan, you might be able to speak to this more than me, but like I get the sense from the outside that I think Jack needs to take a little bit more responsibility. I don't know. Like, is that a hot take? Is that bad?
No.
Like, I sometimes I feel like from the comments today and from somebody who doesn't follow it very closely, I get the sense that he wants something to be done for him as opposed to him going out there and doing it, even though it seems like he is having to do a lot. Does that make any sense?
It's probably like responsibility off the ice for sure. I think what you saw this year was just an insane blend where if Jack Eichel didn't score this year for the Sabres, it was almost like they didn't win. Like the games where he didn't play, they got blown out. And the games where he didn't score, yeah, at best they were maybe getting to overtime or being within one goal. So I think that you saw the frustration kind of boil over there. I think he's become a better leader overall. I think he's the leader we wanted to be. It's just really supporting, his talent level. I mean, I hate to say it, sound like an idiot, but I mean, Crosby had all kinds of supporting guys. Ovechkin had supporting role players, Mike Green, the other guys, Nylander, Oshie, like they have guys that can fill these roles. And it just seems like the big thing from the Sabres analytic guys is that nobody on the Sabres can score like consistently without being on Jack Eichel's line. You saw Skinner when he was with Eichel. He went off. Then you take him on another line, he scores 14 goals in the entire season. You have Reinhart. It's the same deal. So, yeah. I mean, do you want to sign Reinhart for $6.5 to $8 million a year just so that when he isn't playing with Eichel, he's like a 15 to 20 goal scorer? I mean, those are just the facts at this point. So they're just in such a tough spot. That's why it's so like there's no light at the end of the tunnel for Sabres fans. They've had first overall picks. They've had 2 first overall picks in the last 7 years. And the only thing that gets said about those players is that they're wasting them.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but their cap situation is not nearly as good as Botterill made it seem with his statement where he had come out and said something along the lines of, now we're in a good spot where we can, target this certain players and things like that. Their cap situation isn't healthy. He has not pulled off the Brandon Bean where he's gotten rid of the bad contracts.
Yeah.
Am I correct in that?
Correct, 100%. And he had, like I said on Tuesday, he had to overpay for Skinner just to keep the fans happy. You had to lock down this guy for 7 years. This is Skinner. How many times over the next 7 years is this guy going to score 30 to 40 goals?
Did they put Skinner on Eichel's line at all this year or no?
That was what fans wanted to. Like they had it early in the year. They got away from it, and then they basically never did. They would do it like for a fleeting moment. It was like ridiculous.
Right, yeah.
But,
I mean, you know what, though? To be honest, Sabres Twitter would go nuts during 2018 and 2019 when it was Reinhart, Eichel, Skinner on one line. And then they go nuts that when they're separated that they're not scoring. So it's just like there's no winning. Buffalo sports fans are tough. Like, let's not, pull any punches here either.
Yeah. And with that,
I guess we were made that way. I guess we were that hand was forced on us.
Yeah. And with that, I'll say, "Fook the Sabres." What's next? Because we talked enough about them.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
What's next? Let's talk about something positive, and that is Ryan Talbot's haircut.
Look
at that thing.
Fresh.
Brought out the razor and everything. First time for that.
Does it hurt when you do it?
No, not at all.
Do you ever bleed?
Not well. I'm 1 for 1 so far and not bleeding. I've never pulled out the actual razor before until this. It's always just been like the other device, the plug-in there razor. So
because I don't ever know how people do that. Because when I used to shave with the razor on my face, I would always bleed at some point. So I figured I wouldn't want to be walking around with little
little
cuts on my-
X's.
Yeah. I'm not about that life.
So Matt, how about you? When's the last time you've cut your hair?
Oh, I think before the combine. Look at this thing.
Oh, what is
the length in this guy, huh?
that? Yeah. So yeah, I'm going back to March 12th, 2020. Maniac, how about you?
I'm playing you the world's smallest violin here, Al.
Let's hear. When was the last time you got your hair cut?
January 2018. No, October 2017.
How do you get to the point where you kind of got used to the fact that there's so much weight on the back, by your ears, where you're just like,
it's kind of, I think it's kind of like being a parent, Matt. I mean, I can stress about it all day. I can look for help on the internet. I could try to read up on tips on everything. But at a certain point, I just got to start living my life. I just can't worry about it. Sometimes you just can't worry about these things. You just got to let it go, as they say in Frozen, and get on with your life. And that's what I'm doing, one day at a time. One day at a time. Shout out Jared Fabian.
And Sean McDermott.
True.
So, Matt, Ryan, got to ask you, how are you guys doing in quarantine? Doing anything fun? What are you doing to, like, change the pace? How has life been different over the past 2 months, before almost we're on 3 months now since before, quarantine started?
Brian?
Yeah, okay. I'll take this one. I'm actually using this opportunity to kind of get into some decent shape again. I actually saw Maniac at a signing at New Era Cap back in March, probably about a week before everything, maybe 2 weeks before everything shut down.
Literally a week before everything shut down. Yep.
Yeah, they had a signing there, and I had seen him, but I came home in January from the Bills playoff game, getting a little closer to that 300 total. And I said, I should probably do something about that. So I'm about to hit that 50-pound mark here in the next few days. So I've used this time to get into better shape. Having the 2 kids at home, that's been a unique challenge every day with the schooling and everything like that. And I know, Matt's kids are even younger, so that's probably even more challenging for him. At least, my daughter's in middle school, and she can kind of handle that on her own, a lot of it. So it's been a lot different. I can definitely say that, but I'm trying to find some positives in it.
I'm in Ryan's boat. I'm trying to get back in a little bit. I've let myself go a little bit. And here's the thing. Not to get too descriptive here, but I'm on Trainwreck. So, like, if you lean down like this and you put your shoulders together, and you could see like a couple of cones down there, like, yeah, it's time. You got to get it together. And I'm telling you right now, I've had to get it together, because 4 miles at the Amherst bike track the other day, running, getting after it. My man here, 3 miles the other day. We're just trying to, I think it was Mike Danger, I was on his show, the Rochester ESPN radio guy. And he said, we're all just eating like assholes right now. And we are. And so we just have to have a little more respect for ourselves. And I've also been drinking a lot of IPA beers, which I think could be a part of the problem. So I'm cutting those off as well. It's back to responsibility here in a lot of ways.
Well, first off, shout out to Talbot, because I know he was, as he said, he was grinding at this way before the quarantine started or anything. But right now, for us Shlomos, Talbot, this is like spring training for getting back into society. I mean, by phase 3, we might be face-to-face with people. So, I mean, let's go. We got to ramp it up. I know Al has been upping his walk total. He's been going nuts.
No, Ryan, I got to agree with you. This is and Matt, the opposite of you. This has been the best shape the past 2.5 months. I've knocked off 9 pounds since February 20th. So
what are you doing? Are you working out more?
No, just going on walks. To be honest, literally, I walk. I do some push-ups.
Drinking less? Are you drinking less?
No.
Okay.
So I would even lose more weight if that was the case. But yeah, walking, push-ups, sit-ups, jump roping. And yeah, that's it. Literally.
So you are working out more. You can't be doing nothing and just dropped like 10 pounds.
Well, no, I'm saying like I used to. Well, and another big thing is eating healthier.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the eating healthier is like working out in itself.
Literally, over the past 2.5 months, I've gotten Picasso's once and Italian Village. Those are the only 2 places that I've gotten takeout food from. So,
dude, you're doing it wrong. Where do you live? You live in Cheektowaga?
It's Vegas.
Vegas.
It's doing it really wrong.
That's not too far of a drive from Clarence. You can go hit Barbell North, get yourself some legitimate wings.
Hey, Matt, the point is I'm trying to lose weight. And listen, guys, I went to the doctor in February, and my cholesterol was scary high because of how I was eating. So it was like a big wake-up call for me. Like, I was like, I'm 29 years old. I got to figure this out. Like, I cannot be eating like I am and not – if it wasn't for that doctor's appointment, I'd probably be another 6-8 pounds heavier where I am from where I was in February. So, like, I feel like I'm definitely trending in the right direction because of quarantine, though, too. Because working from home, no commute times, like, it's a big difference. Oh, God, is Parrino frozen? I think he is.
got like my computer shut down, and I
You
got
didn't
like one of
get
those.
booted.
Weird...
You didn't get booted. We saw you grimacing. You didn't like where Al's story was going, so you took your party and you went home.
That's fair.
So what do we do now?
Back to the Talbot and the fruit. I want to hear the fruit and the alcohol fairy. Let's do it.
It's not a fruit fairy. I just have a lot of fruit around the house since I'm eating better. But
Pineapple's my go-to.
pineapple, okay, I don't mind pineapple, but grapes have been my go-to. Blueberries as well. Those have been my two go-tos, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah. Guinness, though, I've been getting a lot of that. Someone brought over Blue Light. Someone brought over Miller Lite with these groups. So it's been kind of nice. So now not only is my wife getting a bunch of wine and things like that, I'm starting to get stuff too. So I'm not as jealous anymore, and it's been nice. People in the community have been supporting our love of alcohol, I suppose.
I love the giving. That's awesome.
Right.
Because I had a buddy drop off a bottle of vodka a couple weeks ago, right in the front porch. He dropped it off, pulled right out, and was gone by the time I was able to even notice it was him. So, love that.
For all the things that don't get enough support, love of alcohol is one. I mean, if you drink responsibly, you should enjoy it. That's all. But yeah, so wait, just a quick recap, because I saw you tweeting about the wine, and then it seemed like 4 hours later you had like a 6-pack or something on your front door. Like, did you actually register for a group, or was that just like a spontaneous?
No, that was my buddy who his wife said, "Oh yeah, he was saying the same things. How come he's not getting anything?" So he dropped off a 12-pack and a 10 hot wings. So it was a good deal.
Definitely a good
Oh,
deal.
don't tell me they're takeout wings.
Well, we don't have as many great choices in Olean as in Buffalo by any means, but
You guys got bugs in your house?
No, he's trolling our show wing reviews, because we do takeout wings, and everyone says you can't really rate wings if you're doing takeout. About 77% of wings are takeout that are eaten. And that's a scientific fact. We had our intern look into it.
Where can I even go to eat them? There's nowhere. I can't go anywhere.
Oh, and now, okay, here we go. I'm so happy.
Here we go.
We got Talbot's, St. Bonaventure Bonnie's, Parrino's UB, my UB. It's got to be one of my biggest rivals. St. Bonaventure.
Those Oleanites are crazy.
So I didn't even know you guys had a basketball program until about 3 or 4 years ago when you became relevant. Yeah, but I'm glad now. I am happy for you guys. I think you have a pretty good crew. Even
Nobody takes as much pride in the 1970s as St. Bonnie's fans.
Oh, come on now. Mark Schmidt has them where they need to be.
Oh, sure.
They're going to be tourney bound this year. You watch.
Okay, so small confession.
Uh-oh.
The most iconic Big Four basketball player I've ever watched, J.R. Bremer.
Oh, Bremer.
I hate to say it.
LeBron way back when they
How old are
were
you?
both on the Cavs.
Who? Me?
You.
I'm 37.
Jesus.
I'm
No.
older than that.
Oh, Al.
Yo, when I started covering UB, you know who was the guy there was Rodney Pierce. So, I mean, we're talking 2009. They were still, I mean, they weren't that good.
Wow.
And Reggie figured it out. I think their first real
Wait,
good
09. Didn't they go to the MAC title in 09 against Akron?
Okay, so maybe I started in 2010.
Okay.
I came right after Turner Battle, and that was when they went to the MAC title game and lost.
Against
Yassine Ibihi. He was another legend.
Oh, he was a legend.
Ibihi's in my 15-year top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
You got to go Ibihi at the 5, Perkins at the 4, Turner Battle at the 1.
Okay. Back this up, Al. Wait a second here. We're doing starting lineup?
Yeah, like the best UB Bulls over the
MAC Player of the Year Mitchell Watt is going at the 5. Let's not get wild and crazy here.
I was a big Ibihi guy.
But you can't be that big of an Ibihi guy to put him over Watt. That's crazy talk. Watt literally was that team that year. They didn't go as far as you'd like them to have gone.
Exactly. But I can't.
He was a beast. I know.
Ibihi was too. Ibihi for 3. Tees for 3s.
But I will say this, Ryan.
TBhe.
Yo, where the Bonnie's been at lately? What have you done for me lately? Because all I've been seeing is MAC title after MAC title and NCAA tournament W's. Real good.
I understand. It'd be nice to play in the MAC. I would be okay with the Bonnies moving down to the MAC, but the A10, some pretty good teams there. It's tougher in the A10. I think you guys would agree with that.
Yes.
I do like their potential, though. They have Osun, the big. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to be a gem for them. I got to watch Nicholson play a lot when he was there. I actually, when I went to Bondas, they were awful. It was when they had that right after that welding scandal. Do you guys remember that at all? They brought this guy on scholarship, and he didn't actually have the right credits. He actually had a welding degree. So they actually lost all these scholarships, everything else. They were terrible. The only good player they had during my entire run there was Marquise Green, who was known for wearing shorts that literally went down to his feet. People on Twitter call him the anti-John Stockton, if you guys look him up a little bit. So Stockton had those short shorts.
Is strong with this one.
Right. And he's still playing overseas, I believe, Green. He was a good player.
Are the shorts still low?
I think so. I'm pretty confident.
Never stray from who you truly are.
Right.
I don't hate Bonas as much as I hate Canisius and Niagara, though. So I don't know.
Okay, see, that shows your age.
Yeah, it must. Okay, and the Canisius thing has okay. Canisius is different now because of Reggie being there. And so I kind of have like a little bit of a soft spot because Reggie's my guy. He's the OG. Yep. In Niagara, nah. I don't like Niagara.
How dare you throw that disrespect at the Purple Eagles and Greg Paulus?
I didn't like Mahalik. Like, he always seemed like so egotistical, and the UB lost a lot to them while I was there. So
Parrino, who was that stud on Niagara? That, like, he was a 4 or 5. He was so good, like 30 points a game. I cannot think of his damn name years ago. I don't know if it was far back as Turner Battle, but if you say the name, I'll know it.
I mean, I don't know. I can't go back that far. Well, we'll have to look it up. I'll look it up while we're doing this because that will bother me.
Get the Parrino interns on it, damn it.
Kids! They went to bed, I think. 6:30. We run a tight ship around here, all right?
Legitimately, my wife is getting one of those wine baskets right now as we speak. Someone is on her porch dropping more alcohol off. Like, I can't keep up with their winnings, but I'm very upset and jealous now again. So. And
this guy is still churning out articles like you wouldn't believe it. Doesn't matter how many glasses of wine he has. You still better be sure.
Oh, no.
NY Up and Syracuse.com are packed.
I was just going to say, that's just out of control. Just booze getting dropped off and only in 24/7.
Hashtag booze and blogs.
Oh, my God. All right, Parrino, real quick. I know you're looking something up, but we asked Ryan the same thing. Favorite snack and favorite drink in quarantine?
Ooh, okay, so favorite drink, I was on those Hamburg IPAs. They were coming out with like a volume series. Definitely, if you're an IPA guy, go try some of them. They're really the Hamburg Brewing Company. I'm killing the Monsters, which is not good. They're really bad for you.
Okay.
But like, I just need a change up. I drink a lot of coffee, and sometimes I just need a little spice up my life a little bit, and the Monsters get it done. Snacks. I'm gonna go get this real quick. Hang on a second.
All right, so listen.
You gotta see this. Go ahead.
Ryan, while he's doing this, next question for you. Other than working out and exercising, what is your favorite quarantine activity outside of looking at a screen?
Oh boy. Playing video games with my kids. I have the Nintendo Switch, and you can download the classic Nintendo games. So I was teaching them ice hockey, pro wrestling. We were going through a lot of those oldies there. So that's kind of been my favorite thing to do.
Okay, very nice. What does he bring here? Skinny girl popcorn. Never heard of it.
I didn't either.
I just use Skinny
I
Girl.
I can't believe we left the Zoom for Skinny Girl popcorn. I was expecting like an industrial size package of Big League Chew.
But no, it's the story. It's the story. So
okay.
I've been trying all of these butter and sea salt popcorns. I used to really like Smart Pop or something like that, and they came in like it popped into a bucket. Like it comes as like this flat thing, and then it like expands into a bucket of popcorn. It was great. It was
the old school style where it would be like yes.
They changed it, and now it's these bags again, and I hate the bags. Well, so I've been testing sea salt brands, and I tried this Skinny Girl. because it was in the chamber. I needed a new one, and my wife wasn't with me when I bought it, and so I put these back on the shelf when I got home. And the one day she walked in, and I hear her go, "What the hell is this?" Because got a little like skinny girl on the front thing, and then she realized it was popcorn. But they're good, man. 160 calories in one little bag. They're almost like they're just like enough popcorn. Like, if you pop a full bag of like Pop Secret, it's kind of like you'll eat it all and you'll be fine, but it'll be like, this was too much. It's just a little less. And so Skinny Girl popcorn.
I was gonna say, tonight's episode promoted by Skinny Girl. I
Yeah,
put some of the
geez.
dressing
No
on
free
my salad.
ads. Yeah.
Seriously.
My goodness. I mean, Parrino, the way that story was going, I thought you were going to be like accused of adultery because of this Skinny Girl popcorn.
I know. And yeah, it's a really provocative like lady on there.
Oh my gosh. There are children could be eating that.
I know.
No, and then there's children that probably watch this show.
Oh,
I
geez.
know.
Censor that.
It's
Censor
awesome.
it.
Did you go through self-checkout, or did you have to make eye contact with someone as okay?
Yeah,
as
that's
you're,
a
as they were
self-checkout one.
scanning the Skinny Girl. Okay.
And that's the one thing about and listen, usually I would buy that or similar products that I don't want to interact with a person at like Walmart or Tops because they have the self-checkout. Wegmans doesn't have the self-checkout. So certain things like that. But now during quarantine, doesn't matter what you get because they got the glass between you. You got to wait 5 feet back. So you don't have to have those interactions like you used to have. So everything's on the table right now.
They can still judge you behind the glass, though.
It's okay. I don't feel as bad.
Talbot, got to ask you, have you ever done the mustache and soul patch?
I cannot say. Actually, I'll tell you what. I didn't do the soul patch, but one time I shaved it off into a handlebar mustache, and my wife yelled at me almost immediately when she saw it. So it was not a good combination. But yeah, I've never done it with the soul patch though. So
I'm thinking about getting rid of everything, literally going pretty much bald, shaving everything just like you, and going mustache, soul patch.
I have a great idea. Let's put every UB basketball player of the last, let's say 20 years in a pot, right? And we each draft a starting five, and then it's on Trainwreck because you guys are so good at networking and, relationship building. You have to reach out to all of those guys, even the ones playing overseas, and they got to come back for a 5-on-5 charity tournament. I'm the coach of one team. He Lover is the coach of the other team, and I guarantee victory. Guarantee. Or we can even do it in because I know you got the college players in NBA 2K now. Maybe we just put together a little stream, little something like that. I like where I'm going here. I like it.
Streaming sports, you crazy man.
I just want to go up against Shoop a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like what you're talking about with the He over Watt. It really got me fired up. Almost like another guy at Trainwreck Sports gets me fired up sometimes.
Oh God! All right, let's not go there just yet.
Don't bring producer Burrs into this.
Yeah, I mean, hey, speaking of the Buffalo Bills, the cap, Lockport, Loudmouth, Kevin Massari, Bills this year. I mean, expectations are through the roof. The latest odds that I've seen, Bills over under 8.5. The over 8.5 is just minus 175. No value there whatsoever. But Super Bowl odds, 8th best odds at 25-1. Ryan, Matt, it's pretty crazy to have these type of expectations. Josh Allen's third year. How you guys feeling? I know it's obviously we're months away still. We don't even know if fans will be in the stands. You saw the person from Texas tweet today that 25%, could potentially be in the stands coming up. But how you guys feeling going into the season?
I'm feeling pretty good about this team. I predicted 12 wins after the schedule release. I like the way it breaks down for them this year, especially against AFC East opponents. Week 1 against the Jets, that offensive line it's improved, but they haven't played together. So I think that helps the Bills significantly. Get them again after the Thursday night game against the Chiefs. I'm not too worried about Miami this season. I think they're still a year away, but if week 17 means anything, having Miami come to Buffalo in week 17, I think that's a great situation for Buffalo there. And you don't know what you have in Stidham. I know Belichick's great. The defense will be good. But Stidham can be rattled, I'm sure. So I'm not counting them out necessarily, but I just think that they can run through this division, and then there's enough winnable games elsewhere where they can easily get above that 8.5 win threshold. And in terms of the Super Bowl, anything can happen. The Bills were within in a one-possession game against the Ravens, a team that's a Super Bowl contender in the AFC. You saw in the Super Bowl this past season that Patrick Mahomes was shut down for pretty much the first 3 quarters of that game because he went against a tough defense. So, you meet the Chiefs in the playoffs, Buffalo's defense. Why can't they slow him down for 2 to 3 quarters? I know that it's easier said than done, but there's enough talent there to do that. So I think the AFC East is pretty wide open. I don't think it's just the Chiefs and the Ravens necessarily, but you're right. It is kind of odd, though, to think and sit here and say the Bills have the 8th best Super Bowl odds right now. But the good thing is they don't need Josh Allen to carry this team. They just need him to take another step and for the defense to be exactly what they've been for the last few seasons.
And real quick, do you guys agree with the Patriots here that you just mentioned Stidham? They pretty much have the same odds to win the division, the same over-under. I don't see a middle ground with the Patriots. I see this team going like 5-11, or they get to 10 wins again. I don't see a middle ground there. I don't see them going 7-9, 8-8. It's either they're going to still compete and be really good in the AFC East, or they're going to be really bad. And I don't know if you agree with that, Ryan, but that's where I'm at with that team. Like they're gonna stink, and here comes Trevor Lawrence to the AFC East, or they're gonna be still competing, good squad with 9 or 10 wins. I cannot see them middling out.
Well, I can't see him being that bad that they're going to be in the Lawrence in play for him. Maybe if they trade some picks up or things like that, but there's still too much talent on that defense. I'm sure Belichick's going to try to utilize the run game more on offense to make life easier for Stidham. But I don't see them being a 10-win team. I think 6 to 8 wins is your ceiling there. But even if they don't reach that threshold, I can't see them being in that first pick, which is where you're going to have to be to get Lawrence in next year's draft. Because even if it's a team that has a quarterback in place, you could trade that away and get a small fortune because teams are already lining up to try to get a guy like Trevor Lawrence.
I cannot believe they're going to roll in with Stidham with Cam Newton just posting viral videos every 2 seconds. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's insane.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if he fits with the culture there. Like, I know that's like a weird thing to say, but like you watch like how like I was down in Carolina for the joint practices, and so I got a chance to see him away from even the the hustle or like the national televised stuff. He's an interesting cat, man. Like he saunters around the practice field, kind of does what he wants. I don't think that jives with Belichick and even McDaniels to a degree. And I think that's a big piece of it. I think that I think there's a little bit of ego involved in Patriots Nation with they can build this thing with another young, lower drafted quarterback in Stidham. But I think back to your original question, like I think that the Bills have the best defense in the NFL. Like I that's one of my hot takes going into the year. And I'm seeing them. Some people are like putting them at 4 or 5 or 6. I'm seeing a lot of these ranking articles coming out. But I think top to bottom, depth wise, they're so deep. Like their defensive line goes 9-10 deep right now. And I think that's what Sean McDermott's been building towards, like a defensive line that is almost like faceless. He could just rotate in and out, in and out, in and out. And now he has that kind of opportunity. But the funny thing is this season's going to come down to the fact that the defenses of the other 3 teams in the AFC East are also really good. Like Miami's defense was good last year. They added Kyle Van Noy, Shaq, Byron Jones. I mean, they are going to be really good defense. And they're going to be able to get pressure, all 3 of the teams. I think with Quinn and Williams coming back, it's going to be better in year 2. They're going to be able to dial up some pressures with Greg Williams. And then obviously the Patriots. So you're talking about Josh Allen last year adding Stephon Diggs is great, but he also struggled against teams that were able to dial up the pressure. So that's going to be the key to the season. I think they can win 11 games. But if Josh Allen can't effectively and consistently perform as a passer against those kind of attacks, that's 6 of your 16 games right there in the division where that could present some problems. So it comes down to, I know it's a lazy answer, but it really, truly does come down to Josh.
Yeah, and the amount of people that I asked for, predictions for that say they're going to go 5-1 against the AFC East. Like that's not a good take. I'm sorry, like you said, all those defenses are improved and have played solid football. It's going to be that division is going to be a grind.
I agree. I still think Miami I'm high on Miami. I mean, Ryan can tell you we were doing some shows earlier this year where I went out on a limb calling Miami maybe the second best team in the AFC East. But I think I might have even been a little bit forward, and that was before free agency before the draft. But I liked how they're building. I just think it's going to take some time with as many rookies as they're adding, and the fact that you don't really know what's going to happen with Tua. I just think that there's a lot of question marks. Yeah.
Fitzy.
You got Fitz. You got no time to prep. You know what's going to happen is the Miami Dolphins are going to be the New York Giants of like 2004 when they got Eli Manning. They had Kurt Warner. They started like 4-2, 5-1 or something, and then benched Kurt Warner for Eli Manning. That's what they're going to do. The Dolphins are going to be middling with Fitz. They'll be 3-3. They'll be maybe not as good as 5-1, but maybe like 3-4, 3-3. And they'll make the decision to go to Tua at that point, because especially lack of off-season activities playing a role.
Is Snyder's an official sponsor of Trainwreck tonight or no? You just really like those pretzels.
Free ads. Jenga's not either, but we're not pulling any punches.
All right, so listen, guys. I know Maniac's got to run soon. I think it's time for a lightning round.
Yep, nice outside, but it is time for the lightning round. We're looking for quick answers. Ryan and Matt, we'll just alternate who goes first. For the first question, we'll have Ryan go first, but after that we switch. Al will get in some. These are just some hot topics amongst Buffalo sports fans, especially looking forward. Is everybody ready?
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, first question. Hate to start on a low note. Do the Sabres make the playoffs next season? That one's for everyone.
No.
Yes. Bring some
No.
positivity to the show here.
Okay. No, we got 2 no's and a yes. This is a big one though amongst Bills fans. Trey White, over under $100 million contract from the Bills.
Ooh. Wow.
Depends on the years. I think he's going to end up getting about $20 million on average, so I'm going to say over.
I'm going to say over too.
I agree. It depends on the years. Over.
Yeah, the only thing I was thinking is Kirk Cousins going to set kind of a trend, how he did those 3 to 4 year deals. I mean, obviously, if you're Trey White, you might want another contract before you're 30. You know, obviously, everything with the CBA changing could be crazy.
Agree with that, Maniac. I think he does sign a 3-4 year deal.
Okay, we
I don't think
got
it's 7 years.
we all spend a lot of time on the internet. Do you have a favorite troll?
Years ago. I don't think he's on anymore. I can't even think of his name now.
He fell off? He's not a true troll.
I know.
I want longevity out of
would
my
be.
trolls.
Trying to think. I can only think of one, and I'm not going to mention him.
Oh, you're not going to give him the pub. I love it. That's a spite troll right there.
Yep.
Colt Snyder, GGSN.
Yeah, I think the whole GGSN crew is like if trolls became a newscast. I think it is, honestly, really. All right. Well, hey, respect to what they're doing over there, though. Shout out Grant Gilchrist. Okay. UB football. Under 7.5 wins this year.
Ooh.
Please
Over.
say over.
Yeah, over.
Love the run game.
Heisman season. Jar Pat, in the words of Maniac. I like that nickname.
Need it from Jar Pat. Al, that Kansas State game week 1 could be similar to how the Temple game was in 2018. That could be a big factor whether they, get that vibe going early.
Let's go.
Who's the quarterback?
Unknown at this point. Is it going to be Van Sheesh, Myers, or they got a new guy?
What'd you think about Myers?
I thought Myers was good, but Kevin Massari doesn't think he's good. Shout out Kevin Massari. So I don't know. I don't know whether I trust him or not. But he's a dreamboat of a guy, and he showed a lot of promise. So that's good enough for me.
That first half against Penn State. That was awesome. That was great.
It was one of the best moments I've seen, honestly. Papi Grandes was going nuts. So
I've never had a jersey, a UB football jersey, not even Khalil Mack. I'm gonna get a Jared Patterson jersey though.
All right.
It's
Love
happening.
to hear it. Jar Pat.
Custom made.
What about Yassini Behe, 45?
No, I'm gonna go with the Mitchell Watt. I'm gonna go with the Mitchell Watt basketball jersey.
All right, you guys are stalling. The lightning's coming down. The lightning's coming down. You guys have done great work for New York Upstate. Is there a New York Downstate?
That's a
Olean.
good question. Like NJ.com maybe?
Ooh, shout out Giants and Jets. That's probably
Yeah,
their-
well, they're all part of the. We're all under the advanced umbrella. There are downstate. They cover some New York.
All right, so this one, we're putting you on the hot seat. Obviously, nobody really knows. Will the NFL have fans, a percentage of fans, or none?
Percentage.
I'm going to say none. I want to say percentage, but I'm going to say
Ooh. Could they do it where they like had like?
I was
section-
thinking alternating season ticket holders. So you
Yeah.
get like to go to 1 out of 3 games. And then that way you get the 60,000 ticket holders. You get like 20,000 per game.
right. And I thought of that as well, where, you know, whatever games they don't get to, you get reimbursed for the following season. But the problem you're going to have is you can socially isolate in a stadium, but how are you going to social isolate in the
Concessions.
tailgating before the game and
No tailgating.
concessions? But even there's all those people that make a fortune on that, you know, not in stadium, but in their lots. There's going to be people tailgating there, whether the NFL says to or not.
And that's another problem. Like, what if people try to tailgate anyway? Like, you know, we're talking about some of these states and cities that, you know, they're still like, you know, look at Florida. They opened that thing back up, and there's these videos that are circulating. What if people are told to stay home and they just start going through tables? I mean, there's so many elements to this that are going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
A ton of variables, no doubt. If you were stuck on a stranded island or stranded on a deserted island and had to watch 1,000 consecutive hours of one movie to get off the island, so you have to watch the same movie for 1,000 straight hours, which movie would you choose? This one's for all of you.
The Other Guys.
Okay. That's got like a couple elements, got a ton of supporting characters, just ridiculous. What was it, around 2 hours too? So you only have to watch it about 500 times.
Yeah, I can handle that.
Okay. Parrino?
Step Brothers.
Wow, so you guys are just a Will Ferrell team over there.
Yeah. It came on Netflix, and I just remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, so excited. So I'm gonna go with Step Brothers. I can watch that anytime, anywhere.
Al, Entourage movie?
Space
Ooh.
Jam.
Ooh.
There you go.
I like it.
Space Jam.
I'm going to go with The Departed on that one. I would say The Dark Knight, but I've seen it too many times already. I feel like I've watched that movie every time it's been on.
Second choice, Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay. Shout out Clive Owen and Jamie Foxx. All right. John Murphy announces he's no longer with One Bills Live. He's still going to broadcast the games. Obviously, he had a great run with One Bills Live. He's taking some time to be a grandpa. If you could put one Twitter user who is not a media personality or with a media brand as the host of One Bills Live, who would you put as the host?
Oh.
My answer? All right, Al, you go first. I know who's going to be.
Frank in Cheektowaga.
Yep.
No
You know
doubt.
what? I'm gonna support that. Frank knows his stuff.
Bills
He's-
insider, Frank.
That's right. He's got some good intel. I'm supporting that.
I'll go Del Reed. I'll go with The Godfather.
That would honestly be, if they wanted to get the most attention possible on it, that would probably be a good pick to have him do some Ryan Seacrest celebrity hosts.
Yeah, side note, how baller was he on the Sunday night pregame when they put him on they had the whole Sopranos pregame thing that they filmed with him?
Played it pretty well.
That was
well. He's comfortable in front of the camera, that's for sure. Okay, this one's going to be a big answer from all Bills fans. Over, under 0.5 AFC Championship game appearances for the Bills over the next 3 seasons. So will they make the AFC Championship game in the next 3 seasons?
I'm going to say over.
Al? I know what happens when you see a juicy line.
Well, it depends on that line. I feel like, I mean, it's so tough because if they don't make it this year, ooh, that's 50-50, I feel like. That's really close. You can't set that at 1.5. That's definitely a 0.5 line. I'll go over 1.
Okay,
That is
they
a
lock
great
it
line.
over. And
That is a
last but not least, does this train ever stop?
Never.
It does not. Never.
Look at that.
He
He had his interns. He had his interns working hard on that one.
It's awesome.
Did you figure out that Niagara score or no?
No, I didn't. So
Okay, all good.
tweet that though. Tweet that.
I'm going to look it up. I know, Maniac, you got one.
Juan Mendez. Juan Mendez was the most acclaimed at Niagara basketball player, but he played from 2001 to 2005. It says.
I think that's it.
Oh,
Juan
okay.
Mendez.
No.
He's the only one on the Wikipedia page for Niagara basketball since 2000.
Oh, Mendez. That's definitely him. Juan Mendez.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
Shout out to Lockport Loudmouth. Follow him for all Bills and UFC hot takes. My guy. I gotta give him a hard time, but he's the man.
Okay.
And shout out to the Crowd Assist. I've liked some of their stuff that they've been doing.
Awesome.
Shout out to Beef on Wick as well for that great victory over the Transit Drive-In. I just wanted to bring that up.
Low blow.
I love it too, Talbot.
Love that parting shot from Talbot. 2 shout-outs. One to all the Bills Mafia tuning into this episode, as well as the Bills Madden Sims we've been doing. We're now in the 2021 season. That's just crazy. All that. And a huge shout-out to these guys joining us. I know what you're going to say. Oh, Maniac, you're just kissing their butt because you're on their show. But you know what? Take a seat, mister, because they're showing that you don't need a big TV studio. You don't need a huge publication outlet like the Buffalo News to dominate the Buffalo Bills scene. They're doing it guerrilla style. So shout out to Ryan Talbot and Matt Parrino.
Yeah, and once again, Matt Parrino, not verified. Ryan Talbot, verified. Ryan Talbot on the road to 20K followers. Parrino, you're almost at what, 30K?
Yeah, and at this point, guess what, Twitter? Come verify me again, because I'm going to change my handle again. I don't want it. I don't want your blue check mark. I'm going Portnoy on this in this thing.
I mean, New York Upstate about to build a 50,000 follower just mammoth right now. So
Empire.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Everyone, have a great night. And you know the deal. This train never stops.
Good night.
Night now.
Very good.